off the shoreline in a restless dream. Every scar I lived came back in a scene. Some days I saw too where my feet had been. Some nights just one when the dark set in. I traced those miles where the herd ran deep. Through storms I begged God my soul to keep. But the longer I stared at that broken strand, I questioned that single track in the sand. When the weight was heavy and hope ran thin, when the war in my chest wouldn't let me win, I cried in silence, I fought alone, with faith in my pocket and doubt in my bones. Every loss still echoed in what I'd planned. Every prayer felt small in that empty land. And I asked the sky where his promise ran. When I saw one footprint in the sand, where were you when I couldn't stand? When my strength gave out in that wasted land, I followed you, Lord, like you asked of a man. But I saw one set in the sand. I gave you my fear, I gave you my hand. Still every mile felt unplanned. Through my eyes I was left to stand. I saw one footprint in the sand. I stood in the surf where the answers wait. With every wire that I carried in faith, I said you promised you'd walk with me, Lord. So why'd you leave when I needed you more? The wind fell quiet, the night went still, like heaven leaned in against my will. And in that silence I heard his command, not from the sky but inside the sand. I wasn't alone when I couldn't stand, when my world fell apart and I lost who I am. I followed you, Lord, through broken plans, but I mistook your mercy for empty land. I gave you my fear, I gave you my hand, but I saw one set in the sand. Through my eyes it looked like I had to stand when I saw one footprint in the sand. He said, son, those miles you don't recall, when your heart was done, strength hit a wall. You weren't abandoned in that wasteland. Those were the steps where I carried that man.
Morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today as we gather to honour and remember the life of Michael Peter Powell. Thank you also to those who are watching online, having been unable to join us here in the chapel, especially grandchildren on the mainland and all RAAF veterans interstate. We come together this morning with a mixture of emotions: sadness at his passing, gratitude for his life, and deep respect for the man that Michael was. He was by nature a very private man. He would not have sought attention, and he certainly would not have been comfortable being the focus of a day like today. And yet, the very fact that you are here speaks volumes, because lives like Michael's are not measured in noise or spotlight, but in quiet loyalty, deep love, and steadfast presence. Today is our opportunity to acknowledge that life, to give thanks for it, and to say our farewell. Moments like this can be difficult to navigate. Grief does not come in a single form. It may be sadness, certainly, but it may also be gratitude, love, even quiet smiles at memories that surface when we least expect them. For Michael, those emotions may especially be layered. There is this loss of a man who lived with integrity and independence. There is the sorrow of a life that in recent times carried deep grief of its own, particularly after the passing of his beloved Vera just last year. And there is the tenderness of remembering a man who loved deeply, even if he didn't always express it loudly. So whatever you feel today, whether it is heavy or light, quiet or overwhelming, know that it's entirely appropriate. Michael Peter Powell was born on the 9th of July 1950. He was born in Didcot in Oxfordshire, England, one of 6 children to Arthur, known as Sandy, and his mother Irmgard. He grew up with his sisters Anne, Evelyn and Bronwyn, and his brothers Brian and Julian. A full household, no doubt, with its share of life, noise and character. After finishing school, Michael made a bold decision. He left England and came to Australia. It was here that he began what would become the defining structure of much of his life: service in the Royal Australian Air Force. Enlisting on the 10th of May 1968, Michael undertook his training in Wagga, eventually becoming an aircraft structural fitter, grade 2. It was skilled, precise work, the kind of work that suited a man who valued competence and doing things properly. But perhaps one of the most significant, if not the most significant moment of his life came not in a workshop or a hangar, but in a simple, quiet moment at a training seminar. Michael noticed a young woman sitting with an empty seat beside her. He asked if it was taken, and it wasn't. Her name was Vera. And from that moment on, they rarely left each other's side. Vera, a nurse with service in Vietnam and her own distinguished military background, became the great love of Michael's life. They married in 1987, but their partnership had long been established, one of shared routines, deep understanding, and quiet devotion. Michael was also a father to his son Michael, born in 1973, a relationship that remained part of his life, even through the sorrow of losing him in 2019. After more than 2 decades of service, Michael was discharged from the RAAF on the 4th of December 1989. He and Vera then made a new life in Tasmania, settling in North Moreton, close to her family. But he didn't slow down. That simply wasn't in his nature. He worked with Delta Hydraulics and later trained as an architect, always learning, always doing. He went on to build a home in West Ulverston, a place he and Vera would share for the rest of their lives. Their life together was marked by routine, but not dullness, rather a kind of quiet romance. Fridays were for date night, Sundays for breakfast out followed by a drive. Fortnightly family lunches kept connections strong. They travelled together a bit, including a meaningful return to England where Michael was able to see his father before his passing, and from there a visit to the United States. And then, of course, there were the dogs. Michael and Vera didn't have children together, but their home was never without family. Rescue dogs became central to their lives, loved, cared for, and given a place of belonging. Michael also had his lighter side. He was, by all accounts, a bit of a prankster. He delighted in hiding beeping crickets and frogs in unlikely places, confusing family members and unsuspecting shop workers alike. And at one point, he carefully placed photographs of himself throughout his mother-in-law's home, in cupboards, in the freezer, in the bathroom cabinet, so that his face would greet her at every turn. It was his quiet humour, never loud but always present. And he loved his computers. He enjoyed making his own home brew. He followed the Western Bulldogs with passion and occasionally ventured out crayfishing, though the outdoors was never fully his natural habitat. He was a man that would give you the shirt off his back, but he was also a man of firm boundaries. If trust was broken, it was not easily restored. Michael loved cars and Monty Python, but above all else, he loved Vera. Her passing in 2025 left him deeply bereft. Those close to him saw just how much of his world had been centred around her. In time, a small dog named Sammy came into his life, a companion in those quieter, lonely days. And even then, Michael remained connected in his own way, faithfully sending a daily message to his sister-in-law, Nadia, each morning. Until one morning recently, when that message didn't come. What followed was concern, then urgency, and ultimately the heartbreaking discovery that Michael had suffered a fall. He was taken to hospital where he sadly passed away. But we know he is sleeping peacefully back in Vera's arms. At this point, I'd like to turn to those who knew Michael most closely. Words written by family carry a depth that no prepared text that I could do can fully capture. Written tributes hold the lived experience, the small moments, the shared history, the personal connections that made Michael who he was within the circle of those he loved. The first tribute is written by Leanne and Joanne, his stepdaughters, and I am honoured to present it on their behalf. Listen not only with your ears, but with your hearts. As they have written, we are deeply saddened that we cannot be there in person today, but we are all with you in spirit as we honour and remember our stepfather. As children, my sister and I were raised by him. In those early years, he was our dad, a strong and present figure in our lives who helped shape who we were. Life then changed, and after our parents separated, our connection was lost and we went our separate ways. For many years, we were not part of each other's lives. But through the heartbreaking loss of our brother Michael in 2019 at just 47 years of age, we found our way back to one another. In that time of grief, we reconnected, and through that reconnection, we were given something incredibly meaningful, the chance to rebuild a relationship. Those years we shared again were important to us. They gave us the opportunity to talk, to understand, and to reconnect, not only as adults, but as family. More recently, Michael also experienced the deep loss of his beloved wife, Vera, his soulmate. We take comfort in believing they are now reunited. We honour the life they shared together and the love that was clearly so important to him. We also honour the legacy he leaves through his grandchildren, Georgia, Caitlin, Phoebe, Sarah, and Michael Jr., who will carry his memory forward. Ours is a story that includes distance, but also reconnection. And while we didn't have as much time together as we would have liked, we are truly grateful for the time we did have in the end. We are grateful we found our way back to each other. We are grateful for the opportunity to reconnect. And we are grateful to be able to say goodbye with love. Rest peacefully, Dad. Lovely Anne and Joanne. Such honest and heartfelt words. Beautiful. And from 10-year-old grandson Michael, a short but loving message. Dear Pop, I am going to miss you now you're gone. All of us will miss you because we all love you. Farewell from Michael P. So sweet, and again, so heartfelt. Was there anybody else that wanted to come forward and say a few words? We'll now take a few moments then to reflect through images, snapshots of a life lived across years, places, and relationships. For a man who preferred privacy, photographs often speak more comfortably than words. As the slideshow plays, you may see the many sides of Michael, the serviceman, the partner, the family member, the quiet observer, and yes, perhaps even the prankster. Let those images gently bring your own memories to the surface.
When I get where I'm going, on the far side of the sky, the first thing that I'm gonna do is spread my wings and fly. I'm gonna land beside a lion and run my fingers through his mane, or I might find out what it's like to ride a drop of rain. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will shed the sins and struggles I have carried all these years, and I'll leave my heart wide open. I will love and me down here. I'm gonna walk with my granddaddy, and he'll match me step for step. And I'll tell him how I've missed him every minute since he left. And then I'll hug his neck. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will share the sins and struggles I have carried all these years, and I'll leave my heart wide open. I will love and have no fear. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, don't cry for me down here. There's so much pain and so much darkness in this world we stumble through. All these questions I can't answer, and so much work to do. But when I get where I'm going, and I see my Maker's face, I'll stand forever in the light of His amazing grace. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, oh, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will love and have no fear.
Such beautiful memories and a great song that accompanied them. I'm sure there are only happy tears for Michael now he's back with Vera. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please bow your head and join me in the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, for thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Michael's years of service in the Royal Australian Air Force were a significant and defining part of his life. Service is not just about time given, but about commitment, discipline, and a willingness to be part of something greater than oneself. Today, we are honoured to have representatives of the RSL here to conduct a commemorative service in recognition of Michael's service. Would you please come forward?
We are assembled here today to pay a last tribute to A45887, Sergeant Michael Peter Powell, who served with us and now has gone to join the great army of those who fell in battle or served in defence of the nation. Michael served the nation during times of peace and conflict. How well he served will be known to those who served with him. How well he served his fellow men and women is known to many here today and members of the RSL, who joined me to mourn the passing of a loyal comrade. On this occasion, I would like to pass on the condolences of the Ulverston RSL and the Ulverston sub-branch to his extended family. Sadly, Michael's wife Vera, who had service in Vietnam as a nursing sister, passed away in July last year. Michael enlisted in the Royal Australian Air Force on the 10th of May 1968 and served predominantly an aircraft structural fitter grade 2. During his service he served in 16 RAAF units, mostly on the eastern states of Australia. Michael was discharged on the 4th of December 1989 after 20 years service to his country. Remember his many qualities and happy time spent with comrades. We join in a silent pledge to sink all differences, one with the other, and extend the hand of comradeship to all in need, as Michael would have us do. As brother follows brother into the great beyond, we who are left close ranks to carry on the RSL tradition of unselfish service to the disabled, to the bereaved, and to maintain the highest ideals of citizenship. O valiant heart, to your glory came, through conflict and through battle flame. Tranquil you lie, your knightly virtue proved, your memory hallowed in the land you loved. The service of the day is over, and the hour has come to rest. This blood-red poppy, the traditional emblem of sacrifice, the symbol of life given for one's country, and links us with Sergeant Michael Peter Powell. In a token of our affection and proud remembrance, I'll place it here in abiding memory. At the conclusion of this service, I invite other ex-servicemen and women to place their poppies and form a guard of honour. Please stand if you're able and join me reverently in a silent tribute to Sergeant Michael Peter Powell. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
lest we forget.
Lest we forget.
Please remain standing.
So we now come to the moment of farewell. We gather in this moment with a mixture of sorrow and gratitude. Sorrow at the parting and gratitude for the life that has been shared with us. Loving husband of Vera and father of Michael, both deceased. Loved stepfather of Leanne and Joanne. Adored uncle of Catherine. Loving pop of Sarah, Caitlin, Georgia, Phoebe and Mick, and brother-in-law of Luba and Glenn, Nadia and Peter, Richard and Adele, and Michael deceased, and Carol. Michael was a man of quiet presence, deep loyalty and enduring love. He has now been reunited with Vera, the one who walked beside him for so many years and whose absence he felt so dearly. We entrust Michael now into God's care, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, in the sure and certain hope that love does not end and that the bonds we share are not broken by death. We say farewell. Farewell, Michael. Thank you for your life. Thank you for your love. Rest now in peace, reunited with Vera. So as we leave this place, we do not leave Michael behind. He remains in the stories we tell, in the habits we remember, in the quiet smiles that come when we think of him. Perhaps in unexpected moments, a faint electronic beep where there shouldn't be one, or a photograph appearing in an unlikely place. We will be reminded of his humour. And in those moments, we might just pause and smile. So thank you for being here today, for your presence, your support, and your shared remembrance. Please take care of yourselves and of one another in the days ahead. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
on earth was trouble. Only you could know the pain. You weren't afraid to face the devil. You were no stranger to the rain. So go rest high on that mountain. 'Cause son, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven shouting love for the Father and the Son. Oh, how we cried the day you left us. We gathered round your grave to grieve. Wish I could see